Okay, I hope this is recording now. Now, let's see. Let's start with this question. Independent events with this and that. Independent events, one of the key things that I got asked by the school captain, by the way. Independent does not mean mutually exclusive. Probability of A or B will always be probability of A plus probability of B minus the intersection because there exists an intersection. It is not mutually exclusive. The intersection exists. So now we got to think about it one at a time, right? We're looking at 5 over 8 equals to 1 over 6 plus PB, let's just call it PB, minus intersection of the two for independent events. It's PA times PB. Yeah. And that is, boom, 1/6 of that. Now, all we got to do is say, oh, this is 5 over 6 PB. I know some of you guys can't do fractions very well. That pisses me off, of course. But it is what it is. 11 over 24 equals to that. That means PB equals to 11 over 24 divided by 5/6. Now, consider the function ln x minus 2, root 3 minus x. What is the domain of the function? Now, we think about it one at a time. This guy and this guy. For ln x minus 2, we know whatever is on the inside, always, that inside has to be greater than 0. That's just a true statement for any log. Log has to be a positive input. That means x minus 2 has to be greater than 0. X has to be greater than 2. And now let's have a look at the next one. It's inside of a root. So that means 3 minus x has to be, it could be 0, but greater than or equal to 0. That means 3 is greater or equal to x. So now we have two things. On a number line, we have x is greater than 2, strictly, and x is less than or equal to 3. There's an overlap. That has to be the truth. For multiple functions in the same equation, you will think to yourself, oh, it has to be an overlap of both. It has to be greater than something, and then it has to be greater. Another way to think about this might be, oh, look, it has to be greater than 2. Anything greater than 2 goes. And also, it has to be less than or equal to 3. Boom. That means the overlap only exists here. Okay, that's another way to think about it. What is the solution to the equation? X equals to log 2, same base, 2 root 2 times root 2. And that is the same as log 2 of 4. And 2 to the x equals to 4 if you bap it, right? So that it becomes 2. We're going to capitalize the A. Given that integral of f of x from 2 to 8 is c, to 6 to 8 is that, 6 to 2. Okay. So now imagine this. If I were to find from 2 to 8 as the whole range of answers, the whole area would be C. But then 6 to 8 is D. Now the question's asking 6 to 2. Boom. So as you can see, it is C minus D. Okay? When you visualize it, it just makes sense. And g of x squared, where g is a differentiable function. What is f dash of x? This is actually a bit of an okay one. Because if you think about it, right, if I have f of x equals to a function within a function and a function, all you really have to do is to take the derivative of the outside first and then multiply by the derivative of the inside. So now, derivative of the outside, the tan just turns into sec squared, and then you just leave the g of x squared. And then you times y, the derivative of the inside, which would be g dash of x squared. But wait a minute, that also has a function inside. So we now times y times by 2x at that. So now it becomes 2x g dash of x squared sec squared gx squared. Okay, so basically this guy just gets protected. It's just in there in a shell the whole time. All good? So which one is it? Option D. Okay. Genuinely, I haven't actually attempted any of these questions. This one, it might take me a few minutes. So I'll tell you guys if you should skip a few seconds on this. Vertically dilated, but and from the x-axis. Oh, this is so easy. Okay. The range is always the center of motion plus the amplitude and down the amplitude. It's always that. The center of motion is n plus mn, whatever. And amplitude is 2n. That means the highest value I can go, max value is 2n plus n plus mn, which is just 3n plus mn. And min would be 2 minus 2n plus n plus mn, which equals to mn minus n. B. And you said you couldn't do it. A lot of you are struggling with standard deviation. Pissed me off. 1 times 0 plus 2 times 0.2, 3 times 0.5, 4 times 0.2, 5 times 0.1. Now calculate the standard deviation. Remember, the standard deviation is the square root of var of capital X, the random variable X. And that is the, and then now we remember the variance is the expected value of X squared minus expected value of X squared. Do you notice the emphasis difference? So now this is the cheeky one. We got to find the new expected value with all my x values squared now. 1 squared times 0 plus 2 squared times 0.2 plus, I'm so not this. 2 plus 5 squared times 0.1. Whatever that is, right? You do that minus 3.2 squared. And then you square root that to get the SD. Okay? And then you'll get the answer. I'm not doing all that. Sine x cos cubed x. Remember, there is no such thing as reverse product rule. Then if you have a function times a function, you have to think of it as, oh, that must be the derivative of whatever was inside. When I see this, I am thinking, oh, integral of sine x times cos x cubed dx. So now, if I'm thinking this, if I differentiate cos x to the power of 4, I would have gotten cos x to the power of 3 times 4 times by the negative sine of x. Wait a minute. That looks similar, doesn't it? So that means if I integrate negative 4 sine x cos x dx, I should end up with cos the power of 4x plus c. But this is not what I want. I'm going to move that away. Oops. Plus 2 cos the power of 4x over negative 4 plus c. Hope this is easy. Find the area of the shape. Area total equals area of the rectangle plus area of the little crust. Yeah. So now let's take it one step at a time. It is a full markup. I gave you no space to do it because I didn't think you needed to. 7 times 4.6 meters. Shouldn't have put meters there. And then A of the crust is the same as the area of the sector minus the area of the triangle. Okay, so now it becomes 120 on 360. It seems like some of you guys watched the video, so you guys were using just the radian formula. It's okay, but use the degrees formula as well. You need to be flexible with both. Minus area of the triangle, but it's not a right angle triangle, half A times B, which is 2.1 times 2.1, sine 120. And if you guys remember, sine 120 is root 3 on 2. Well, you can just chuck that all in the calc, that's fine. Therefore, area equals 32.2 plus so now this is 2.708, blah, blah, blah. That approximately becomes 32.2. 34.9 meters squared. Okay. Oh, gee, I'm really not bothered with this. Find all values of theta where theta is that. Oh no, theta minus 30. So I'm going to start with this guy first. Minus 30, theta minus 30, 330 degrees. Okay, that means if I were to draw it up as a diagram, I'm starting from here. And I'm going like this. Okay, 330 degrees around. Now, if I have cos of theta minus 30 degrees is root 3 on 2, that means theta minus 30 degrees is a related acute angle in the first quadrant and then the last quadrant. So that means I would go for 30 degrees, 330 degrees. Because, you know, we can get that. Here's a problem. I know that negative 30 degrees and 330 degrees are my new domains. But that is the exact same number. 330 degrees as a solution is mathematically equivalent to negative 30 degrees. You need to still count the negative 30 degrees. And then at the end, we say theta equals to 60, 360, and 0. Okay? Sum is given as this. Like, look, if you're only given the sum expression, you need to think of a new way to express it. The nth term is always sum of n many terms minus sum of n one less terms. So now I have sum of s, son of 3 n minus 1 squared minus 4 n minus 1. So now t of n equals to 3n squared minus 4n minus bracket 3n minus 1 squared minus 4n plus 4, because 3n squared minus 4n minus 3 n squared minus 2n plus 1 plus 4n minus 4, 3n squared, cancels, and plus 6n minus 3 minus 7. So now you get 6n minus 10. But now, what do you notice? This means each n increases, the term increases by 6. Therefore, the common difference is 6. That's the gradient. Okay, that's the gradient formula. All right. Sorry. Photograph with an area of 20 centimeters squared is to be framed. The frame has a width of 1 centimeter at the top and the bottom, and a width of 2 centimeters in the top, blah, blah, blah. The question is asking me to find the area of the total. That means I need to find this times x. Area equals whatever that length is. But what I'm going to start by doing is I'm just going to call this as an example. I already know this is x minus 4. Why not call this y? Yeah, because I know then this would be y plus 2. And what I'm looking for is x times y plus 2. Okay. And I also know 20 equals to y times x minus 4. Yeah. Guys, I want to have this, but I have this right now. I don't want to keep the y around. So that means I'm going to make y the subject right over here. So now I have a equals x bracket 20 over x minus 4 plus 2. I'm not going to show you the algebra anymore. I'm tired. I haven't done this question yet, but it seems like a lot of you guys had a bit of issues. So I'm assuming it might be difficult. The line y equals to c minus x on 2 is the normal to the curve, blah, 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 at a 0.27. What are the values of this? Okay. Y equals to c minus x on 2. The gradient of the normal from this equation is negative 1 on 2. This means the gradient of the tangent equals to 1 on 2. Not 1 on 2, it's just 2. This means this is equal to y dash at x equals to 2. So I'm going to find that first. Y dash equals to 3x squared plus 2ax plus bx minus what am I doing? 2ax. I didn't even differentiate that, plus b. And at x equals to 2, y dash equals to and this is supposed to equal to 2 from here to here. Okay. But what do I also know? At x equals to 2, y equals to 7. That means 4a plus 2b equals to 3. So now I have two equations, right? I have 4a plus b equals to negative 10. 4a plus 2b equals to 3. This means b equals to 13. And there was a c in this question? Oh, over there. Okay. Where did they get that from? A equals to negative 23. an obvious number. Now, I have all that. Now I got to find the equation of the normal. So I get y minus 7 equals to negative 1 on 2, x minus 2, y equals to negative half x plus 1 plus 8. That means it's 9 minus 1 and 2x, but that is supposed to be my c. C equals to 9. I'm not sure if I did it right because A is a bit ugly, but I'm just going to move on due to time. Let's see. Left-hand side equals 2 bracket e to the x plus 2x plus 4 times e to the x. I'm not going to explain any of that product rule stuff anymore. You guys should be able to do that. 2x e to the x plus 4 e to the x. This becomes 2x e to the x plus 6x e to the x. 6 e to the x. So now it becomes 2x plus 6 vectorized e to the x. Hence or otherwise. We know from the previous part, if I wanted to integrate 2x plus 6 e to the x dx, I should end up with 2x plus 4 e to the x plus c. Now, I only want 2x e to the x bit, but that's if I were to expand this out, right? So I get 2x e to the x plus 6 e to the x dx is whatever that is, yeah. I actually do recommend you guys to write the whole thing out every time. But now I want to just sub in from 0 to 1. That means this does not have a plus c. I'm subbing 0 to 1. And I don't want this part. I actually don't care about this part. I'm going to keep the 0 to 1, 2x e to the x dx, and I move that to the other side, and it becomes 2x plus 4 e to the x, 0 to 1, minus integral of 0 to 1, 6 e to the x. Oh, by the way, that's just 6 e to the x, 0 to 1, because that's the integral. That's the same thing. Now you're just going to evaluate. So it becomes 2. Yeah, seems all right, yeah. Using trapezoidal rule with 3 function values, that means 2 subintervals. That means the difference is that. Find the approximation. Yeah. Y. 0, 1, and I want 3 function values, so exactly halfway. So now at 0, it's going to be 0. At 1, it's going to be 2e. And at half, it's going to be 1e to the power of half. 1e to the power of half. And now I just need to check in the formula. Area is approximately h on 2 and blah, 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 right? H on 2, h is in this case is 1 on 2. So 1 on 2 over 2, 0 plus 2e plus 2 times e to the half. .183. 3 significant figures, 2.18. So now, my trapezoidal rule tells me this is 2.18 something, but my exact evaluation tells me it's 2. What does that mean? My trapezium is greater than the actual function. Concave up. Yeah, oh, no, so oops, we don't want to talk about the concavity already. Overestimate, we're overestimating. Therefore, concave up. You got to tell them the reason why. Tell me why. Ooh. Look, I put it in there because it seemed pretty challenging. I haven't done it. Okay, goodness. Why did I give you guys this? Now I have to write a solution for it. Well, that's nice. Oh, wait. Wait, no, this is they made you overthink it, but I think it's just algebra. You literally just have to do this integral 0 to pi on 4, 3 sine 2x minus 3 sine 2a dx to equal to 0. And I think you just have to do that. I think that's fine. Yeah, let's see. So, because it's you know yeah. Sorry for being so quiet for a bit. I just had to think about it for a bit. Yeah. I'll come back to. I'm just going to make sure this is right, but I just did it algebraically. I think it was just brute force, and you just basically solve for it. Yeah, yeah. All students want to organize a netball game. All students have the same probability. PT being available next Tuesday, and same probability PW being available next Wednesday. Josie is one of 4 students. It is known that this, and this. Is it independent? Well, one of the key things that we need to use is that usually intersection of the 2 independent events are just multiplication, the product of the 2 probabilities, but we're given the conditional probabilities and nothing else. One of the key things that we want to know, if independent, probability of T should be just the same as probability of T given Wednesday. So like if my Tuesday's availability does not depend on my Wednesday's availability, if I were to tell you I'm available Wednesday, it shouldn't affect my Tuesday's probability, right? So that's exactly the point. But since probability of T does not equal probability of T by given Wednesday, therefore not independent. Or we could have just used the word dependent, like not never. Show that probability that Jersey is available next Wednesday's 3/10. Well, we're looking for probability of W, right? Now here's a problem. If it was an independent event, we could have used the easy product in our head straight away. That's what we're looking for. But we know probability of W given T is probability of W and T, which if it was independent, we would have just easily used the multiplication, which is not the case, probability of T. And we know this is exactly the same as 1/4 equals to probability of W and T, all divided by 2/5. So now it becomes 1/10. Probability of W and T is 1/10. So there's 10% chance that this person is available both days. But now I got to use another piece of information. Probability of Tuesday given Wednesday equals to, again, probability of Tuesday and Wednesday, which is the same ongoing theme the whole time, all divided by probability of T, which I also know to Wednesday. Now, because I'm looking for probability of Wednesday, I can now just write, probability of T intersection W divided by probability of T given W. And that I know is 1/10, all divided by T given W is 1/3. 3/10. Okay. There we go. We got that. What is the probability that at least one of the 4 students is not available Wednesday? This is the same as 1 minus all available. So this is the same as 1 minus probability of W power 4. Because all 4 of them has to do it. Okay. Whatever that is. A particle is moving along the x-axis such that the time t seconds is displacement from origin from x meters. The acceleration of particle is given by a equals to 8 on 2t, all that. Okay. We're looking for the equation of the displacement. Well, acceleration, which is this, velocity is the integral of acceleration dt, which now that means 8 e to the power of negative 2t plus 3 e to the power of negative t dt. Now it becomes negative 4 e to the power of negative 2t minus 3 e to the power of negative t plus c. At t equals to 0, velocity equals to negative 6. So this means negative 6 equals to negative 4 e to the power of 0 minus 3 e to the power of 0 plus c. So that means c equals to plus 1. So now velocity is just negative 4 e to the power of negative 2t plus minus 3 e to the power of negative t plus 1. Displacement x equals to integral of velocity. So we say negative 4 e to the power of negative 2t minus 3 t plus 1 dt, and that equals to 2e negative 2t plus 3e to the power of t plus t plus c. And initially the displacement is at 5. T equals to 0, 2e to the power of 0 plus 3e to the power of 0 plus 0 plus c equals to 5. That means c equals to 0. This means x equals to just that with a negative plus t and just as it is. What time and where does the particle come to rest? This is looking for t and this is looking for x. We're looking for velocity equals to 0. That means we have negative 4e to the power of negative t minus 3e to the power of negative t plus 1 equals to 0. I'm just going to, like you can do this. Let u equal to e to the power of negative t. This becomes, I'm just going to simplify this, 4u squared plus 3u minus 1 equals to 0. I divided by negative as well at the same time. So now this becomes whatever quadratic it is, and you solve it. I'm not bothered for this. And you sub it into t and sub it into x. Oops. Two minus plus x to the power of, oops, and plus and that is fairly sure something went wrong just now. Oh, I forgot 2. Yeah. Can you tell I'm tired? Yeah. Yeah. 1/2 minus 1. This becomes 1. Okay. And also 2/x squared is always greater than 0 for all x. Therefore, PDF. Find this CDF, you just integrate it from 1 to x. So now I'm just going to look at what I had. 1 to x, so it becomes negative 2. 1/x minus 1. So now this becomes 2 minus 2/x. So that if Q1, Q2, Q3 are quarter, Q1 equals to 0.25, Q2 equals to 0.5, Q3 equals to 0.75. You know, I mean, the CDF equals to that, right? I'm not just saying that's the value. Oh, my laptop's very low in battery. But should be okay. But now I'm just going to equate the two. Equals to that. Let's do a fraction. Oops. Can't do this anymore. 2 minus x. 2/x equals 7/4. That means x equals to 8/7. 2 minus 2 over x equals to 1 and 2. That means x equals to, oh, geez. 2 on 3 equals to 3 on 2. 2 on x equals to 3 on 2. Now that means x equals to 4 on 3. This is arithmetic. 2 minus 2 on x equals to 3 on 4. That means 2 on x equals to 5 on 4. That means x equals to 8 on 5. Now we're doing the reciprocals. Oh, yes. Yes, that's 7 over 8. Q1 over Q2 equals to 6 over 8, which is just not simplified. 1 over Q3 equals to 5 over 8. The common difference equals to T3 minus T2 equals to T2 minus T1, and that equals to 1/8. Oh, Jesus. That was a mean question. Took me like, I think, 40 minutes to do this. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah. It took me 40 minutes, so probably would have taken you guys like maybe an hour and a half to do properly then. Anyhow, study hard. Hopefully you guys get a good look at it. Boom.